Ridiculous. It says I'm in. It doesn't say I'm in. I can't hear my voice. We're going to get that started right now. Hold on a second. Oh! I'm in. Let's go. Oh. I'm in. Let's go. Gotta figure out the sound. Having some sound issues here. Let's see here. Sorry, folks. Technical delays. Technical delays today. It's just a rusty guy. What's up, Star Drew? How you doing, man? How's your summer been going? Gonna go live here on the Ticker Talker. Okay, good. Screw it. Let's just do it. I think that's good. Oh, I could totally put it on this. Let's freaking go. Look at me just learning things. No, wait. Oh, I don't like it like that. Ugh, that's gonna have to be the. Ew, I don't like it at all. Whatever. All right, let's get some waiting music. Star Drew, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you. Come on, give me something. We're gonna play some waiting music while we wait for things to get going. You guys never seen these before? These are really cool. Anyways, it's a live show today. Any content, anything? There it is. Hard to manage it. Yeah, it is the first podcast of the season. And yes, we are allowed to be a little rusty. What have you been doing to fill your time with, Star Drew? Any fantasy football related content, guys, welcome on in. Feel free. Shout it out. Let me know what you got. What are you going to talk about today? What do you feel like the questions are getting answered on TikTok? Oh, guess what? We're this lovely morning, good afternoon, maybe evening, depending on where you are. Star Drew, local improvement, now anyways, gonna wait a few seconds here. This is the first round fantasy live stream, I guess. I don't really know. It's been a long time. I haven't been in this class. It's a long break. You can get quite a few people in the chat. Days are slow. It's been slow lately. What can I say? Yeah, that's what happens for a while. Anyway, what's up, TikTok? Guys, Elgato, Ego, Desiree. You're either stopping by or you're just hopping through. Yeah, fantasy questions. Bring it on over. It's already awkward, so honestly. Let's get it. If you're not over on YouTube, you're some really loud music. So let's go ahead and pause this. And let's get it going.
Welcome to the First Round Fantasy Podcast, your first choice for second round advice, with your hosts Gabriel Miramontes and Jacob Bartley.
Burrow on 3rd and 7. Jefferson hauls it in. Would be Max Crosby. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Welcome on into the First Round Fantasy Live Show. I don't really know what it is, and what it isn't yet, but welcome on in. If you're joining us via TikTok or YouTube today, thank you so much for coming out. It is me, myself, and I, Gabriel Miramontes. No Jacob Bartley today. He sprained his ankle. What a sad day. He sprained his ankle. He's not in action with us today, but maybe he'll come back. You know, sprained ankles these days, they tend to take you out for a long period of time. But we are talking fantasy football today, kind of just off cusp. It's a live Q&A. I'm down to talk players. I'm down to talk just any normal NFL stuff. I'm down to just talk life too if you guys want. at least until my wife gets home and my dog's still sleeping. But that's kind of what we're up to today. So all the people that scroll, I know I'm one of you. Just like to keep on moving, keep on pushing. I get it. I understand. But thanks for coming by, even if it's just a short scroll. And of course, on YouTube, thank you so much for coming out today. We're talking about fantasy football, but again, anything else comes up. On YouTube, you get the cool little visuals, such as thanks for stopping by today. Be sure to like and subscribe. You don't have to. You can even let me know that you don't want to like and you don't want to subscribe. That's okay too. I get it. I'm not a pusher, all right? I don't push things on people. But no matter what, whether it's just a quick second or a moment of your time, thank you. Air high five from me to you. Thanks for coming out today. I'm going to do some research. Please stand by. Gabriel's researching something. And I think I have the answer. Okay, good. That was going to be really scary. Let's see. What's up, Big E? What's up, Rob? Daniel? Are we just going to start with hot takes today? I guess that's what it's going to take to get this crowd going. When I say crowd, I mean the few people that are in this chat right now. But let's see. Fantasy football. Let's look at some of my rankings. Gabe, how do you come up with your rankings? Well, you know what? There's a few tads and tips that I usually do. I used to when I just started out, which any of you could do, is I literally just used to look at Fantasy Pros rankings. And then I'd compare. I'd look. If I'm higher on a guy, lower than a guy, whatever. There's one. Sal, thanks for coming up. Can you make a case for CD to be the first overall pick? Of course I can. Did you not see the tremendous tear of a stretch that he was on the last, 8 weeks of the season last year? That guy putting up monster numbers. I made a trade for him in one of my leagues specifically at our team's trade deadline, our leagues or whatever. And boy, was he a breath of fresh air. He was incredible. As far as wide receivers go, he is my number one ranked wide receiver, probably, honestly, in Dynasty, number one wide receiver. The questions surrounding Dak are far less concerning to me than the questions surrounding Justin Jefferson and what that play will look like. So as far as redraft leagues, yeah, maybe you're concerned about the age of Tyreek Hill and you don't want to go that wide receiver number one. Maybe you're concerned about running back and the injuries that accrue there. Sal, that's a great question. With those two specific short, broad answers, you could totally make the case to see CD go number one overall. Is Neighbors a tradable commodity? Sure, everyone's tradable as long as you're willing to kind of listen to what's going on and who's available. But let's see, turn this off. Thank you. Anyone's tradable, man. I'll say right now, let's see here. Where do I got Neighbors? Who would you rather have other than Neighbors? Let's see. Control find. My computer's doing this really weird thing where everything's black right now. I don't know why. If you need some running backs, I don't know. You probably trade Malik Neighbors for guys like, I wouldn't do that. Achane, I don't know. Fantasy Pros has Achane as the number 7 running back right now. This is, of course, Dynasty. Let's look at some redrafts since that's where I feel like a lot of people are kind of at today. That's the vibes we're feeling. Just got the number 1 pick. Oh, wait, what? Oh, hey, Alan, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming out. A Tiny Diny? What is that? That's so cool. What's a Tiny Diny? I don't know, but it seems pretty cool. Sal, thanks for the question. And again, yeah, Neighbors, you know what? Alan knows a thing or two about Neighbors. Let's just say that. He knows a thing or two because I've been trying to get Neighbors from him in a couple of leagues, and it just so happens that it hasn't happened yet. I know that him and I were in discussions. I'm going to adjust this a little bit, see if it looks a little bit different. No, it doesn't. It looks crappy, guys. I hate the lighting in here. But anyways, Neighbors for Olave, I don't know. But they drafted him to be the focal point of that offense, man. I find it hard to believe that they are just not going to use him. They're just not going to use him. I really hope Aaron Rodgers is in this season for the Jets. Of course he, man. Of course he is. All signs point to all systems go. Hey, get that teddy bear out of here, Alan. I don't know what you're doing. If that's a good thing, then cool. If that's a bad thing, you better stop. But anyways, Yes, Aaron Rodgers is all systems go. Redraft leagues, you could probably lay off. Probably get him after the draft. Maybe he goes in the later rounds. Nothing to speculate about there in terms of fantasy. Jaden, the greatest Morsaw's brother. What's up with you, man? I hope you're doing well. How you feel about Scary Terry now with Jaden Daniels? I feel scared. I mean, you should feel scared with any rookie quarterback, whether it's Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels. There's a little bit of concern there. You don't see a lot of first-year quarterbacks give fantasy success to their wide receivers. Most quarterbacks in their first year are not really relevant for fantasy. Of course, Richardson was kind of trending in the right direction before his injury. We've seen Andrew Luck in the past, but even he wasn't anything to rave about. So as far as Scary Terry is concerned, I think his ceiling right now is probably a high-end wide receiver 2, but his absolute floor can be anywhere between a low-end 2 to a low-end 3. So that's kind of where I'm at with Scary Terry. Although if it's in terms of dynasty, why not? See what's up. See how long you can hold them on for. If Jaden Daniel pans out, then that's what you're going to do. Let's see here. Can the Raiders get their second playoff spot in the West this season? It's going to be tough, my man. It's a tough road to climb. And that's coming from a Raiders fan, to be honest. So it's like, I know what I'm not going to be biased here. I think they're going to have a lot of grit this year. They have to with that lineup. Minshew and O'Connell. Ugh. But I think that Pierce can get them to a level where they're going to play well. They're going to play well. Sal says, do you draft in the FFPC? What the hell is that, Sal? Feels like a disease. I'm thinking it's Fantasy for People Continued. Fantasy for People Collide? The Fantasy Football People's Commission. Am I right? I don't know. Sal, you're going to have to let me know what that is, but I do not know what that is. If you're talking about leagues, I play in a lot of sleeper leagues. I play in a lot of my fantasy leagues. That's kind of what it is. Oh, he's answered. Dude, Sal, thanks for coming out today, man. It just takes one to get the mountain rolling. The Fantasy Football Players Championship. Well, Sal, you are the professional here because I have never heard of that. So give me a little tidbit. Money on the line, high stakes. Is it like Scotty Fishbowl? I'm just curious. Check it out online. Dude, I'll check it out right now. You're the only guy that deserves my attention, and I don't mean that in a weird way. All right. Fantasy football. Let's see. What is that? Players Championship. If you're on YouTube, we're going to go ahead and research for a second. And if you're not on YouTube, you get some cool second. Player football. Okay. Oh, the FFPC, the home of season-long fantasy football. You're trying to get me on a new platform here, huh? The home of season-long fantasy football. $1 million grand prize. Oh, wow. It's been featured in Fox Sports, Wall Street Journal, ESPN, Forbes. I like it. Okay. I'll check it out. So is it just best ball leagues, best ball tournament? Is it mainly best ball? Is there some, what is that? Superflex best ball, classic leagues? Okay. 2 to 6 hour timer, 60-second timers, 12 teams, $35 to $1,000 per team. Sal, how many leagues do you play with? You've been with them since 2010. Do they have an app? Do they have an app or anything like that? I'm curious. I want to know if they have an app. This year, Superflex Best Ball. I see a lot of Best Ball. And I see the draft here. Go up there. Find your game and join today. Flash event, $1 million grand prize. I draft live in Vegas? I can't afford that. Yeah, what are you doing, bro? Trying to give me a divorce? I'm gonna be so mad. I couldn't make her happy. If I won $1 million, that'd be kind of crazy. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Dynasty leagues. Build and manage your teams all year long. Classic, and trading allowed. Okay, cool. Standard dynasty leagues, best ball, superflex dynasty. Let's get some details here. Let's see. Wait, $1,700 buy-in. Sal, you might as well just come here and host this live for me because that's ridiculous. I love it, but I can't put my mortgage on it. Good for you, man. Good for you. That just means you work hard. Or, you're just a gambler, baby. Just a degenerate gambler. Just like any fantasy football player out there. I like it. You have a partner? Gotcha. Let's see. Serpentine Snake Draft. Oh, wait. Okay. Some of these leagues are $100. Okay, Sal, you can't just be like $1,700 buy-in. Relax, dude. Start small. $100. You got $250, $150. Yeah, I play in a lot of $150. $150 leagues. My fantasy leagues are usually $140, and then you got to put the deposit in, which is another $140. So you're usually looking at $280. I don't personally like their app. The app is frustrating as hell, man. All you watch is Red Zone. Dude, if I put $1,700 in on a fantasy football league, all I'd be watching is Red Zone too. It's just the truth. Goodness gracious. I have no hair now. I mean, I have enough. I got a big forehead. But if I put $1,700 in a fantasy football league, I'd have no hair left. I'd be tweaking this shit a lot. Oh, 1.5 per reception. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of things you can do with it. They probably have tight end premium leagues too, I'm guessing. Free agency, weekly management. Answer me this question again. Did they have an app? I was curious. I wanted to know if they have an app. Oh, wait. Oh, download in the App Store. Okay, cool. Let's go to the App Store. Let's see. Google Play. Oh, that's a nice looking app. Okay. It reminds me a lot of the format of it. It reminds me of a lot of countdown from 10 for a surprise. Hold on, Sal. Okay, hold on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Anything, Sal? I mean, Jackson? Whatever, bro. You tricked me. Anyways, Sal, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me a lot of that betting app. What is it? Is it FanDuel? That's kind of what their layout looks like to me. A little bit of FanDuel. What's this over here? Is this a giant Sudoku puzzle? Your 4 pixel. Oh, it's the draft board. That's pretty cool, man. Dude, I am bookmarking this right now. I've allotted myself to join one more league, maybe 2, if I'm feeling good about myself. And this looks like a pretty legit app. What's the 1K downloads? Not a lot of notoriety. Sal, if you work for them, I'm sorry, I'm the wrong sponsor because it's slim pickings right now around here. But anyways, that's where we're at. My brother just called me a nerd, but that's okay. Whatever. I don't know why that was necessary or even remotely possible. Let's look at redraft rankings. Yes, I can totally see CeeDee Lamb going as the #1 overall pick, especially if you're scared of running backs, if you're scared of, QB situations, whatever it may be. I can totally see it. Chiefs, Raiders. Oh, wait, hold on. Holy crap. Outside the Chiefs winning the division, who will be the 2nd and 3rd place? Honestly, it's up for grabs, man. Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, all kind of in this really soft rebuild stage. I could make a case that the Chargers are probably 2nd place. That doesn't mean they make the playoffs. And the Raiders and the Broncos. I can make a case for the Raiders being in 2nd place. I don't think any of them make the playoffs other than the Chiefs. So we kind of have it agreed upon. How is Pacheco looking with McKinnon gone? But now with Hollywood and Worthy in, do the Chiefs go pass heavy now with the competent receivers? I'll say this one thing, Jaden. I'll say this one thing. I like Isaiah Pacheco. They just didn't spend the draft capital on him that you would think that would warrant the kind of production that he's been giving you. He's given you 2 solid years, and every year, everybody wants a piece of the Chiefs offense. And in dynasty leagues, when you already have guys like Isaiah Pacheco and Travis Kelce taken, where do they go? They go for these scat backs that the Chiefs sign every year. So I think they got Denarius Prince. They got a couple of other guys this year. I don't know all their names off the top of my head, but it's just like, I don't know. As far as Hollywood and Worthy being there, I'm not worried about it. I think he's going to get, if anything, that's going to open, the running windows for him. I like Pacheco. Matter of fact, I'll tell you how much I like Pacheco right now. Let's look at some running back rankings. Let's see. I don't know if I like him that much. Oh, my gosh. Fantasy Pros has Isaiah Pacheco as running back 9. To be honest with you, let's see who they have in front of them. Yeah, of course, Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Taylor, Barkley, Etienne, Williams. Those are all I'm pretty fine with. Kyron Williams, maybe not, because there's this whole titular, pendulum that could swing with the introduction of Blake Corum. That kind of scares me a little bit. Not necessarily scares me, but definitely something on my radar. Whereas, the Chiefs didn't spend nearly as much in terms of draft capital to back up Pacheco. So, yeah, he's somewhere around a 10 or 12 guy. Let's see guys behind him. Derrick Henry. Dude, in redraft, if Derrick Henry's healthy, he's done nothing to prove us otherwise that he's not a monster. Fantasy Pros has him at 12. I can see this guy easily being in the top 10 over Rachaad White, over Achane, over Isaiah Pacheco. Achane is one that's interesting to me because specifically, it's like, dude, explosive athlete, super talented. Can't take anything away from him. Way too efficient. You can't tell me that volume matters in fantasy football. And Achane, even when the games counted, he wasn't getting a lot of volume. And most of his high-intense scoring outputs came when teams were already blown out. So, I don't know, man. I don't know about Achane. So, I can see Derrick Henry above him. Rachaad White. Derrick Henry, top 10 range. Isaiah Pacheco, yeah. He's probably more like a 10, 11, 12 guy for me. I can see myself – I can convince myself to take Rachaad White and Derrick Henry over him. Maybe even Alvin Kamara in a bounce-back year. Technically, it's not even a bounce-back. The guy caught, 13 passes in a game? I don't even know. Try Draft Sharks. Let's see. Draft Sharks. What is that? Oh, is that the yeah. So, Sal, in my fantasy, they're partnered with Draft Sharks. So when you do your drafts, when you look to the free agent wire or the waiver wire, whatever it is, Draft Sharks is like their partner. So they'll always have their own recommended players you should look for. Or if it's the draft, they'll be like best available according to Draft Sharks, best quarterbacks, best running backs, wide receivers, and so on. So I like Draft Sharks. I like them a lot. They've also had some pretty good independent articles. I don't know if I can shout out any names in particular, so I won't talk about specific articles or anything, but I have read some good ones in the past. Let's see. Oh, dude, Sal, you probably know just as much as me, buddy. I was never on here to say I knew everything. People get paid for that stuff. I'm just here to hang out, dude. I love just bouncing ideas off of people, talking. A lot last year before things really got out of hand, we were getting 70, 80, 90 people on the chat. Never cracked 100, but there was a time and place where it could have been a thing. But it was amazing, man. Like those people that came around, like no one hates, dude. Like no one hates. It's just the weirdest thing. I can get up here and be like, Isaiah Pacheco, number 1 overall running back. Some guy would be like, I could see it. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, believe me. But it was fun, man. When the crowds were coming, it was fun. Where are you from? I'm California. Northern California specifically. What about you, Sal? Feel free to whisper it. I don't know if you can do that on TikTok, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, let's see here. So, yeah, running backs. Let's look at a few others. Joe Mixon. They got Joe Mixon under Josh Jacobs right now. New offense for both of them. I think there's a strong case to be made that either of them could go probably above James Cook. That schedule is brutal for the Buffalo Bills if I understand correctly in terms of teams against the run. But then again, every team, every season's a new season. So players get traded, all that crap, new schemes. New Jersey, you probably got an accent. And please, I insulted you just now by trying a New Jersey accent. So I apologize in advance. I didn't. It just naturally came out. But anyways, yeah. Jersey's cool. Snowing, good weather. Fucking hot here. I shouldn't be cussing. Sorry, I apologize. But yeah, it's hot here. We just had what? I don't know. In July, we had 13 days over 110. And right now we're going on like our 6th day over 100. But whenever I think about it and how hot it gets, I think about people that live in Arizona. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. I don't have it as bad as people that live in Arizona. Your AC bills must be through the roof. Goodness gracious. All right, let's look back here. Some cases for number one picks. I kind of like where the trajectory of this has gone. Let's see. Oh, what do you got? What do you got? Lions, Bears, Vikings, and Packer. That's a great division, man. Excellent division. I still think Bears with Caleb Williams. I could be absolutely wrong, but Bears, Vikings, probably bottom of the barrel teams in that division. Yeah, sure, I get it. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore signed the extension. Romo Dunze. But it's a rookie quarterback. And, it's been done. It's been done. I'm not saying that it hasn't. It's just very unlikely. So as far as that division is concerned, I think the Lions got a huge chip on their shoulders, which last year they had like this imaginative one that was like, we haven't gone to the playoffs in 60 years, whatever the heck it was. This year, they're going into it with, damn, Coach Campbell made 2 dumbass calls in the NFC title game that absolutely ruined their chances of beating the Niners. I get it. You go for 4th down all year long, blah, blah, blah. Cool for you. You shouldn't have done it in the playoffs where it mattered. And so, yeah, but I think the Lions have a big chip on their shoulders. So I go Lions, Packers, Bears, and Vikings in that division. For sure. Billy J21, would Saquon Hurts be a good stack in redraft? I've never heard of stacks with running backs and quarterbacks, but I suppose that you could use that lingo. I tell you what, I'd much rather have Hurts and Smith. I'd much rather have Hurts and Brown, and I'd probably have Hurts and Goddard over Hurts and Saquon. I think with the draft capital of where you're going to have to get those guys, let's see here. I'm curious, where is Saquon going right now in drafts? I like to use, for any of you guys out there, average draft position. That's something I use all the time just to kind of see where the consensus is. And it looks like Saquon Barkley, 14? Oh, wow. So that's a little too early for my blood. And with how soon Hurts is going as well, the capital alone, I mean, you're getting Hurts probably in like the 4th or 5th round. You're getting Barkley probably in like the late 2nd, mid-2nd, early 3rd. That's a lot to bargain for. So is it a good stack? Sure. Would I rather have some other ones, especially with those Eagles? Yes. Hopefully that answers your question, man. How many wins did the Chargers get this year? Let's look at the schedule. You know what's funny? No, you don't, because I haven't told you yet. But I don't like this. This is stupid. Why did I Google this? I don't like how there it is. What was I going to say? how people on like YouTube and stuff, when I follow the NFL, and I always like the guy that comes out with those videos where they're like projecting the team's records all year and stuff. I think it's interesting. I like to hear other people's perspectives. And then the comments just roast them, man. Absolutely roast them. And I think it's the funniest thing. I'm just like, what the hell, guys? You suck. Like, he's just out here trying. All right. User, if you're still there, how many wins did the Chargers get this year? Let's see. Let's give them, at home against Las Vegas, week 1. Give them a win. Give them a win week 2 against the Panthers. A win week 3 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lose at home to the Chiefs. So it's 3-1 so far. Early bye. Good for them. Beat the Broncos 4-1. 5-1 against the Cardinals. 6-1 against the Saints. Week 9, go to Cleveland. Let's say they lose to Cleveland over there. That's 6-2. Beat Tennessee 7-2. Lose to the Bengals 7-3. Lose to the Ravens 7-4. Lose to the Falcons. Let's say lose to the Falcons 7-5. They have a little losing streak there. Lose to the Chiefs 7-6. So they get swept by the Chiefs. Let's give them a win here. Back on the road, back at home, I mean. So 8-6, beat Tampa. Week 16 in SoFi. Let's go 9-6. They beat the Broncos. And let's see, beat the New England Patriots. That's 10-6. And then they lose to Las Vegas. So what's that, 10-7? There you go. I think that's the high bar for them, by the way. How many wins do the Chargers get? 10 wins this season. 10 wins. And that is stretching it, folks. I think that's the ceiling. I don't know if they can do necessarily much better than that. Love St. Brown. Bro, PPR monster. If it's, a PPR full redraft league, I'm on St. Brown. Young, contract, money, focal point of that offense. 100%, dude. I like him over Chase. With the quarterback situation, I like him over Jefferson. Do I like him enough over Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb, though? Amon-Ra, here's the case for Amon-Ra. Consistent. Nothing more to say. Consistent. CeeDee Lamb, inconsistent, absolutely explosive. So if you want to start your draft, dude, 4, yeah, dude, take him at 4 if you want to. I don't care. Solid pick at number 4. But, think about it. If you took him, okay, 1 might be a stretch. But if you wanted to, hey, who cares? Take him at 1. You know you're going to get one of the most consistent players in fantasy football. And then you turn, let's see here. Let's just see, 112, and your next pick around 24. Turn that around. Go back to back. You can either go another consistent player. I don't really see a lot here because it gets skittish. Pittman, Waddle, Evans, Nico Collins, DJ Moore. Dude, man, Cooper Kupp's a little too far. But I think Cooper Kupp is a huge sleeper this year. And let's not mention, even though it's sad to say, Puka Nacua, week to week with a knee injury. Just saw that news not too long ago. Let's see, 6 or 7 wins for the Chargers. Star Drew, where you been at, man? I just went over it. 10 wins. 10 wins. I think they can get 10 wins. Their schedule's not as bad as I thought it was. It's a pretty good schedule. But yes, Amon-Ra, bro. Take him at number 1 if you don't care. Let's look up the fantasy finishes from last year just to see how much of a difference there was. But I could be completely wrong. Let's see, 2023 wide receiver, PPR. So yeah, CeeDee Lamb had 70 more points. But let's look at Amon-Ra's production week in and week out. 19, 14, 19, 16, 30, 23, 16, 30, 21, 18, 12. We're in week 13, 12 points. And then week 14, 5 points. The rest of the year, he wasn't below 23 fantasy points per game in PPR. That's just a model of consistency. CeeDee Lamb, however, 11, 10, 8. And then he took off. He took off after that. But his big games were big. I mean, he had the 40-point game. He had the 30-point game, another 30-point game, another 40-point game, or one 40-point game, another 35-point game. So, yeah. If you want consistency, Amon-Ra. No questions asked. If you want to go, obviously, with the heavy home run hitter, then by all means, you can't go wrong with CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, those guys. But, hey, we're just being bullish today. Bullish. Dude, Kupp, 100%. He's probably my comeback of the player here, too. Only because I don't have enough time to think of anyone else right now. But purely because I brought him up and then you responded, I can totally see it, dude. The writing's on the wall. He's healthy. Stafford's healthy. Believe it or not, the only thing that does kind of scare me is this new little injury bug that we have with Nacua week to week with pretty much a month to go. It's a little, how our offense is going to scheme. But then you just think, okay, well, how did offenses scheme when Puka wasn't there? They did everything to stop Kupp, and they didn't. So, yeah. But he's not only comeback player of the year just because he's healthy and he's going to be healthy and he's going to be good. It's because of where you can get him out of fantasy right now. He's middle of the third round. Like, tremendous value for a guy who can easily has a road to a top 10 finish. 100%. Pick 9 in a Superflex league. Who are you thinking? Randy, let's see. Pick 9, Superflex. Let's see. Superflex rankings. I don't know, man. Why you gotta do this to me? Let's see here. Overall. Let's see. Defense. Oh, wait. These are the leaders. I was totally on the wrong page. Okay, let's see. All right. This is much better. Let's see. Let's just assume Christian McCaffrey's gone. Let's assume CeeDee Lamb is gone. Tyreek Hill's gone. Okay, calm down. Tyreek Hill is gone. Amon-Ra, Chase, Jefferson, Breece, Bijan. Let's just assume those guys are gone. All right. Let's see. A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka Nacua, Jonathan Taylor. In a super flex league. If it's redraft, I have no problem going with any of these position players right here. If you're worried about quarterbacks, I mean, you're probably in prime position to take Josh Allen, maybe the third quarterback, but then at that point it's too early, especially because you're picking on the back end. You could probably get a quarterback on the turn like a Hurts if you really wanted to snag one up. But if it's a redraft league, I don't know, man. If Bijan is there, you're going Bijan. Jefferson's there, you're going Jefferson. Those are guys that are ahead right now that I assume would go way before pick 9. But if we're looking at guys around pick 9, dude, if Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, they don't sign anyone. Garrett Wilson, tremendous pick. A.J. Brown, tale of two halves last year. So that offense as a whole kind of scares me a little bit. But not a bad pick. I'm probably leaning Garrett Wilson over A.J. Brown at this point. Jahmyr Gibbs, what can he do? There's a lot of hype out of training camp right now that Jameson Williams takes that next step. What does that mean for the running backs, especially with David Montgomery already poaching a lot of goal line work? Jahmyr Gibbs' work and his success is in the passing game and is in that, 30 to 20 range of the field where he can just blitz a 15, 16-yard touchdown. But Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs, both great picks. Then I'll point that back to you, Randy, as to what do you want to do? You want to go running back, wide receiver? Those would be my 2 picks in that position. And he said it's all redraft. Oh, okay. I'm hoping Hall's there. If Hall is there, I don't have a problem with it. Don't have a problem with it at all. Why not? Can't be justified. Fantasy Pros has Hall at pick 7. They have him ranked 7 in Superflex right now. It's not terrible. Not terrible at all. Totally around. Let's just say this. I could easily see a world where Bijan goes ahead of Breece Hall A.J. Brown goes ahead of Breece Hall. Garrett Wilson goes ahead of Breece Hall. Jahmyr Gibbs goes ahead of Breece Hall. At that point, you're looking at Breece Hall like pick 12 or 13. If he's the guy you want and that's what you're thinking, he's got a good schedule this year, should have a healthy quarterback, I don't see a problem with it. And Sal immediately goes, Hall will not be there. I don't know, man. To each their own. It depends. Hey, bro, do you play in fucking what? I don't know. You play with a bunch of New York Giants fans? And maybe Breece Hall is there. They hate the Jets, right? You never know what happens in your local home leagues. Tons of things can happen. So I get it. But yes, for all intents and purposes, trying to be as accurate as possible, there's a strong chance, I'd say 80% chance that Breece Hall is not there. Hoping to take Hall, then Barkley on the wraparound, and a QB in the third. It's not a bad call. The wide receiver class is always really deep, so that's something to consider. Whereas you look to go a little bit more running back heavy, that's fine. Lock down those solid running backs, get a QB, then a receiver. But let's just see what kind of receivers those would be, because at that point in the fourth round, you're going to need to take a receiver. So let's kind of see. Let's see. You were 9, then you'd be right around 18, then you'd be around 29, and then we'd be around 44 QBs. Any QBs? Anthony Richardson, a little too early for my blood. CJ Stroud, reasonable picks. And then as far as wide receivers go, the crowd definitely gets thinned. Zay Flowers, T. Higgins, George Pickens, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, all guys we've kind of touched on today except for Flowers. But I don't know. Out of those 4 guys, I don't know why they have Zay Flowers ranked so far up. They have Flowers over Pickens, Keenan Allen, and Higgins. Maybe because of age. I don't know. Give me Pickens over Flowers. Give me Higgins over Flowers. And I'll bite my tongue. I'll see where it goes. Let's see. Wilson had 1,500 yards with no QB last year. Yeah, he did. He was excellent. Even in his rookie year when he was playing with Zach Wilson and no one else, he still was a stud. Guy's a stud. But, hey, people are going to pass. Recency bias, right? And sure, although we had 1,500 yards last year, let's look at the finishes here. In PPR last year, Wilson, because it's all about touchdowns, right, man? Touchdowns. Let's see. Oh, yikes. 212 fantasy points last season. That made him wide receiver. He averaged 12.5 fantasy points per game in PPR. Yeah, yikes. I don't know. I mean, obviously the ceiling is up. He can totally go up. There's a realm of possibility where Garrett Wilson is back in the top 10 conversation. There's a conversation to be had where he's even in the top 5. It's all speculation. That's kind of where we are in this time and place of the off season, just where it is. Allen is going to be good in Chicago, 100%. Talk about a guy that was good last year. That was Keenan Allen. Where did he finish at? I'm just curious. Not Josh Allen. Keenan Allen. He finished 22 overall with 278 fantasy points. That made him wide receiver. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wide receiver 7. The only thing I will say is he's older, rookie quarterback. I don't know if he repeats it. Probably not. Strong chance Keenan Allen does not replicate what he did last year. Just saying. Something to keep an eye on. All depends on Rodgers' health. Of course it does. 100%. He can go out there and break his own record. Instead of getting hurt on the 4th play, he gets hurt on the 2nd play. Hey, Sal, you have a great night too, bud. It's been a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you again. If not, it was a pleasure regardless. Have a great night, bud. Let's see here. Oh, wow. 45 minutes already, folks. it's about time to be hitting the haystack anyways. If you popped over on TikTok today, hold on. Randy, relax. Too many weapons in Chicago. Have all 3 wide receivers be over 1,000 yards? No, absolutely not. No way that's happening. If anything does happen too, by the way, it's Allen, DJ Moore over 1,000 yards. Don't know if Odunze cracks it this year. But Randy, hey, thanks for stopping by, bud. Everybody, thanks for stopping by today. This is going to become a regular thing. We got weekly podcasts coming out. You can find those on YouTube. They're going to be dropping kind of whenever I want to as of right now. But once the season starts, you can look forward to them every Wednesday morning. Those are when the podcasts drop. And as far as TikTok lives, YouTube lives, all that YouTube jazz, you can probably find me, I don't know, looking for a schedule yet, but we're definitely looking to get back into a good rhythm here. I appreciate all of you guys for coming out today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Here's my outro. Loud music. Catch you next time. Peace.